Teka lang. Ayan. Good day, everyone. Okay.
Good day,
Good day,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Good day,
Day,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Good day, ma'am.
Good day, ma'am.
So, our topic for today is listening towards cooperation. It's our lesson. Okay. Before that, before we begin our lessons, let's ask the presence of our Almighty God to bless us today. May I ask Michelle Santiago to lead the prayer?
Okay po, ma'am. The name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Dear Lord and Father of all, thank you for today. Thank you for ways in which you provide for us all. For your protection and love, we thank you. Help us to focus our hearts and minds now that we are about to learn. Guide us by your eternal light as we discover more about the world around us. We ask all this in the name of Jesus. Amen.
In the name of the Father, Son, and the Spirit. Okay, thank you for that prayer, Michelle. Now, good morning again, class. Now we're going to have an attendance check. May I call Miss Secretary to do the checking? Do we have
Ma-
absentees for today? Yes?
Ma'am, there is no absentees for today po.
Yes, very good. Before we proceed with our let's test if we have remembered something from our previous discussion. So in these times of pandemic, the importance of sharing honest and legitimate information is more important than ever. There are lots of information that can be easily manipulated. In our previous lessons, we have explored the importance of those, and we will use that as a foundation for identifying the need to work cooperatively and responsibly in today's village. Now I have prepared these sets of questions that will be flashed on your screen. But first, can you see my screen, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We're going. Are you familiar with the game Fact or Bluff?
Yes, po.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes
Okay.
po.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You're going to say fact if the statement is correct and bluff if the statement is incorrect. Are you guys ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
The first question is cooperation is the process of working together towards the same goal. Is it a fact or bluff?
Santiago, ma'am.
Santiago?
It's a fact po.
Let's see if the answer is correct. Okay, it's fact. Very good, Michelle. The next question. Responsibility is a state or fact of having a duty not to deal with something. Is it a fact or bluff?
Mga
Raimundo po.
Reyes.
Okay, I heard Raimundo first. What is your answer?
Bluff po. Bluff.
Bluff. Okay, let's see. It's a bluff. Okay, guys, am I speaking too fast or is it okay?
It's fine,
It's
ma'am.
okay,
It's
ma'am.
fine po,
Okay,
ma'am.
thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, next question. For our third question, cooperation and responsibilities are acts of good deeds that bring positive outcomes to society. Is it a fact or bluff?
Ninjola po.
Mga
Mendiola.
yes, ma'am.
It is a fact, ma'am.
Fact. Let's see. Very good. It's fact. Okay, next question. Being civil means doing your responsibility as part of society. Is it a fact or a bluff?
Santiago, ma'am.
Oh,
It
Santiago.
is
What
a
is your
fact
answer?
po.
Very good. Let's see. I'm sorry. Let's see. It's a fact. Okay, next question. It does not matter if you cooperate with other people as long as you get what you want. Is it a fact or bluff?
Reyes
Sinigsagan
po.
po.
I heard paninigsagan. What is your answer?
Ma'am, it's a bluff po.
Bluff. That's right. You should work with with others uh, without your other motives. Okay. The next question. Small acts like segregating your trash go into the definition of being responsible. Is it a fact or bluff?
Mga has po.
Reyes.
Mga has.
Ma'am, it's a fact po.
Let's see. It's a fact. Congratulations. Okay, next question. Paying your tax does not counting as doing your responsibility as part of the society. Is it a fact or a bluff?
Ma'am
Silva
Joseph.
po.
Joseph. Okay, Joseph.
Uh,
Sorry.
I think it's a bluff.
Okay, let's see the correct answer. It's a bluff. Very good. Okay, last three questions. Cooperation often leads to more promising results than more efficient work. Is it a fact or bluff?
Reyes
Mga
po.
has.
Mga, mga has?
Ma'am, I think it's a fact.
Very good. It's a fact. Okay, last two questions. Helping someone in need of both counts as cooperation and being responsible. Is it a fact or bluff?
Nanagsagan po. Silva po.
Okay, Silva.
Ma'am, I think it's a fact po.
Okay, let's see. It's a fact. Okay, for the last question. Okay, donating money to typhoon victims does not matter unless it's a big amount. Is it a fact or bluff?
Minjola po.
Okay, Mandala, what is your answer?
It is a bluff po.
It's a bluff. Okay, you should help others without helping someone does not mean helping someone either small amounts will do. Okay, now another activity for you guys. So for you to wake it up. Okay, let's have this activity called tweet it. Uh, mhm. You will type in 140 characters, old format of tweeting, why listening is important. I'll be selecting three from your outputs and I'll be presenting it later. So you can use our chat box there um, to paste your answers. Okay, I'll be giving you 5 minutes. It's enough, I think. Finish it. Okay, 5 minutes has passed. Uh, let's see your output. Okay, let's see. Listening is important because the speaker needs someone that will listen. So as a listener, you are important. That's all. Thank you. That was from Ark. Very good, Ark. A wonderful insight. Okay, the next one is listening is what makes us connected by each other. Just by listening, we could ease one's pain. Very good. Okay. The importance of listening is it keeps us from understanding one another, for it is a bridge for peace. Very good, Zach. Okay, very good. Give yourself a round of applause. Now that I've seen your works, you all did a great job. And now that you have stated your ideas towards listening, let's proceed with our activity. So, guys, I need you to listen carefully, and if you can jot down notes, everything that you think is important, you may write it down. Okay? We're going to listen or watch this recorded video of the parable of the rainbow colors by one F. Lavier. Okay, are you ready? Oh, but it's not playing.
The Parable of the Rainbow Colors by Juan M. Flavier. It all started as innocent statements by each of the callers. No attempt was made by anyone to denigrate the others. There was even an element of restraint and humility. But, as time went on, the chorus declaration became stronger and haughty, with an overtone which tended to put down the other colors. Their claim became very explicit as to who was the best scholar. It reached the point when the colors were actually quarreling. I am the brightest, for red is the most striking. Why? Life-sustaining blood is color red. I represent courage and bravery. Even love, symbols such as heart and roses are colored red. Said the color red.
What can be brighter than my yellow exemplified by the sun? I am the color of Katie and of warmth. Without me, only the eye glaring walls remain.
The color yellow retorted. What outlandish claims! Sunrise is orange, not yellow. I am more important because I represent health and strength. Look at the ripened fruits and vegetables. They are predominantly orange. Interpose the color orange.
Well, if you are talking about vegetable and leaves, you are referring to my colors. I am the symbols of life. All that thrives in the field and the forest is the greenery applied. I am
Declare
the
the
most
color green.
important color.
What can be more expensive than the sky and the seas? Do you forget that the farthest skies and the deepest seas are blue? I represent patriotism. I stand for the depth of feelings in extensive spaces.
Said the color blue. You talk about wide areas. I hope you realize that the largest area in the world is silence. I represent the dimensions with my color. It means thoughtfulness. It is prayer expressed in the deepest of Said the color indigo.
Aha! You forget the pomp of royalty. And flower is violet. I am the wisdom and authority. What can be more overwhelming?
Shouted the violet color. Suddenly, the rain interrupted the contentious exchange of arguments. You are probably all wrong and all right. Yes, you all have your unique features, but all of you have a special role. And more importantly, you need each other to give the mixed colors of beauty. From now on, you will not be seen separately. When it rains, a strip of colors will appear in the sky. You will appear together. You will be called a rainbow. You will then represent cooperation and hope. With that, the rain disappeared.
So with that, okay, am I audible now? Okay, have you read and listened carefully? Remember what you heard and read for you will we will be using it later in the following lesson. Okay. Now that you have understand that cooperation is essential and the difference can be set aside for the common good, we have now to know how to keep this harmonious relationship. One way to do is through communication. And one of the aspects of communication is listening. So, as we go through, we were about to unlock or get familiarized with some strategies for listening in order to determine what we are hearing, helping us to turn not just into cooperative individuals, but also we have to be can become a socially responsible citizens of our environment. So now, what is listening? So I can see from your previous outputs earlier that you've stated that the importance of listening. So now let's go deeper and ponder your knowledge about listening. So listening is one of the skills that we use in our everyday life. It is a basic for all other skills like reading, writing, and speaking. It is imperative that we give full attention when someone is speaking or when we listen. So there are different types of listening according to Learn English Online. Uh, may I ask uh, May I ask Melissa to read this first type of listening for us?
Yes, ma'am. First is listening for gist. You listen in order to understand the main idea of the text.
Okay. When we listening for the gist, uh, our goal here is to get to understand and to get the main idea of the text. It is very self-explanatory, grade 7. Okay, the next one. May I ask Miss Mangahas to read this for us?
Yes, ma'am. Listening for specific information. You want to find out specific details, for example, keywords.
Yeah. When we listen, we just get the important words or parang if we are about or we are tasked about to find this specific topic or something, we just listen not to exactly what as it as a whole. I'm so sorry for that. Okay, let's proceed with the next one. Listening for detailed understanding. May I ask Miss Panagsagan to read this for us?
Yes, ma'am. Listening for detailed understanding. You want to understand all the important information the text provides.
Okay. And then very good for those three beautiful ladies earlier. Now, let's proceed with the importance of learning. I listening. I'm so sorry. I usually interchange it. Okay. If we are finding it particularly difficult to concentrate, I have a tip for you guys pala. If you have if you're finding it particularly difficult to concentrate on what someone is saying, try repeat their words mentally as they say them. For example, what I'm saying right now, try to repeat it after I say it. So reinforce their message and help them to stay focused. Okay. So let's proceed the importance of listening. So, importance of listening. The effective listening is a skill that frequently undervalued in our society today. Good communication skills require both effective speaking and listening. By being attentive listener, you can understand more and improve relationship. Okay, make sure in listening, make sure that we have to maintain eye contact and face the speaker to give them your attention. Next is don't be too judgmental while listening. Class, is there any judgmental here? Hmm, that's a no-no. Okay. Then the next one is don't interrupt the speaker. When someone is speaking, try to listen, okay? If you have some questions, if it can wait, you can ask it afterwards or after they speak. Okay. Next one is employ active listening techniques. Like if there is something that you know, okay, let's proceed with the next one. Think about what the other person is saying and not what you should respond with. So sometimes we've mistaken that we should listen in order to respond. But sometimes we just need to listen just to, to comprehend or to understand one another or to make damay of one another. Okay? So before yeah. So in order to effective listening, there are strategies like what I've mentioned earlier. Uh, Strategies that support the listening process. So before listening, we should visualize the topic we're about to listen to. Earlier, I give you some hints on what we're going to discuss, diba? And also, before we start the class, I presented the the lessons that we're going to tackle. So you should visualize the topic. Oh, this is what we're going to talk about today. And then the next one, if there is a task you need to accomplish after the listening activity, make sure you understand it. You need not just only by listening, not listening without comprehending is like eating without digesting. Okay? You cannot. Oh, excuse me, my dog is interrupting. Okay. You make sure you understand it so that you, for example, you may later you did not listen and comprehend, you will commit mistakes. Okay? And malas if you got minus because you did not follow the instruction because you're not listening. And then the next one is be determined of the different style, different types of text and classify what text you listen to. Okay. And then excuse me, wait a second. My dog is interrupting me here. Okay. Where did I stop, class? Okay. Be ready to listen attentively and do not push yourself hard. on it. So yeah, just chill while listening. Okay. And then the next one is while listening, you have to note all the words in the listening text. Just like earlier, learn how to filter important one, not so important words. Teacher, how about when you presented some work? Like, can you please repeat it? Can you please repeat it? No. In order to listen carefully, not eh, you're not supposed to write it all down if when you doing jot down or not, you're not supposed to remember it all, but you just have to remember the key or the important words. So in order for you to understanding not to be interrupted by someone of the words that you found difficult to understand, use your knowledge or context clues. If there are unfamiliar words, you analyze the sentence on how it is used, and by that way you have somehow grasp or what is they are talking about. And then the next one, if you still don't understand the meaning of a certain word, write those words and look up the meaning for the dictionary. Kaya that's why now we have a dictionary. Because do you have dictionaries with you? Ah, yes. Okay. Next is to concentrate the important words and facts. Just what I've said earlier. We just need to pay attention to what is important, what we think is important. Okay, the next one is pay attention to intonation and stress observed by the speaker. When we speak, there are some speakers that use this kind of intonation that we stress um um words if we want to give it a we give it justice or we give emphasis to it. So then next is predict what will happen next. So while listening, if you still don't understand the meaning of a certain words, write those words and look up them from the dictionary. Okay, it's naulit. I'm sorry. So after listening naman, okay, rethink of the context of the text you've listened to. You have to think, oh, what is this all about? And ask yourself, what have you note down or jot down the important points in the text, and then try to recall it as you thought about the text before you have listened to it. So look at your notes, see if you're able to do the task correctly. Did you encounter the same problems while listening, or did you complete the task? And then find more challenging listening text. So in order for you to that, yeah. So af wait lang, my dog is ano eh. Chuchay? Okay. The purpose of listening depends on the situation and the nature of communication. May I ask somebody to please read this purpose of listening for me?
Santiago, ma'am.
Okay, Santiago.
Number one, to specifically focus on the messages being communicated, avoiding distractions and preconceptions. Number two, to gain a full and accurate understanding of the speaker's point of view and ideas. Number three, to critically assess what is being said. And for number four, to observe the nonverbal signals accompanying what is being said to enhance understanding.
Okay, next one.
To show interest, concern, and concentration. The next one is to encourage the speaker to communicate fully, openly, and honestly. To develop a selflessness approach, putting the speaker first. 8. To arrive at a shared and agreed understanding and acceptance of both side views, and also to formulate ways to respond.
Okay. So we have now, okay, let's go back to that. We have now some techniques for listening for information. But what we create but but what about creating such information on our own? After all, being agents of right information or legitimate information is a distinctive feature of a socially accountable individual. So class, if we are going to share something, we heard something about the fake news. Okay, it's very, what do you call this, talamak, or it's very evident in our society right now. So now, as early as grade 7, you guys need to know how to disseminate which information were fat and fluff, like just like what we did earlier. We should know which one is right and which one is wrong. Okay, now, to loosen up, we're going to have this listening activity. So I want you to go to your Google Classroom. I pasted the link about the talk English or listening lessons, lesson 3, I guess. And then I want you to listen carefully to that activity. And afterwards, you're going to answer the activities there. I will be monitoring you guys, okay? I will give you 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, listen in the two dialogues links provided. Answer the questions posted on there. Okay. Have your parents read it if you cannot access the link below. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll be giving
Yes,
you 10,
ma'am.
10 minutes to finish this activity. Okay, now it seems that you are finished. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, for your activity. Yeah, surprise. Wait. Um, I want you I want you to go to your Google Classroom once again to answer the okay, wait lang. There are different types of listening according to English. Learn English online. Just what I've talked about or discussed earlier. Listening for gist, listening for specific information, listening for detailed understanding. Read the sentence below, or I assume that you have opened the activity and read the sentence below and figured out which type of listening falls under. Write your answer on the space provided. Okay? Use small letters only. Okay?
Okay po, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay po, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So it seems that you're finished. I've seen you have some of you got 4, some of you got the perfect score, and it's okay to have mistakes sometimes. Yeah, we learn from it. Okay. Now, it's time for wait, why my presentation is not moving? Okay. Now it's time for questions. Okay, we're about to end this class kasi. So let's do a generalization of what we have tackled. Can somebody please state his or her learning? Okay, some volunteer to state his or her learning.
Yes, ma'am.
Reyes.
In the text, the parable of the rainbow colors by one M. Flavier used the symbolism of the differences among the rainbow colors to depict how much or how such differences can be set aside to achieve cooperation. A very valuable lesson in today's global society po.
Very well said, Ed Crystal. Um, how about the importance of listening? What can you say about it,
Raymunda, ma'am.
Raymundo?
Listening is an important skill and it has three types. There are also strategies to take note of before, while, and after listening. Listening also has various purposes.
Very good, Raimundo. So now I have another set of questions based on what we have read and listened earlier. Do you still remember the parable of the rainbow colors?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Very
Yes,
good. So
ma'am.
I have now sets of questions. Don't worry, it's just a few questions. So what were the quarreling colors? What were the colors quarreling about?
Santiago, ma'am.
Santiago?
They are quarreling about who's the greatest scholar.
Very good. Okay, the next question is, what did the rainbow represent in the story?
Ma'am,
Mm-hmm.
Raimundo po.
Raimundo, what is it?
I think it is cooperation.
Very good. And then, how do you think cooperation was evident in the story? Mendiola?
I think cooperation was evident in the story in the part where the rain told them that every color represents every human, and they have all the they have all the they all represent human beings. That's why they have to be united as one to avoid misunderstanding and confusion.
Very good. And then, wait for the next one. Okay, let's proceed with that one. Okay. For your activity, another activity. I've prepared a lot of activities for you guys because I know that you have a lot of energy. Okay. Okay. What do you call this? Okay. For the activity. Wait lang. Let me hear your insights. Actually, it's in our generalization part. It's the last thing that we're going to do before we end this class, and I give you your task. Okay, let me hear your insights. Okay, I can promote cooperation by
Santiago po.
Santiago.
I can promote cooperation by working within a group and having my shared contribution.
Okay, very good. Okay, number two, when listening, it is important to
Reyes po.
Reyes.
When listening, it is important to maintain eye contact, employ active listening techniques, and always pay attention.
Okay. Very good. So listening is important. Also important because you're not just hearing what the person is saying. It also means that you're understanding what the person is saying. Letting them to express what they want to express and about the things that they're saying or feeling. It gives the validity a person's what do you call this? Thoughts. Just it's from Jaja. Okay. The next one, number three. My preferred listening strategy is
Minjola po.
Mendiola, what is it?
My preferred listening strategy is taking down notes or internalizing what the speaker or the teacher is saying.
Very good. Number four. Is for okay, that's for next lesson supposedly. Okay, that would be all for today. No, just kidding. We have an evaluation work. So I go to your Google Classroom and then I have the instruction. I will say it to you. So picture in mind that you are tasked by your barangay captain with promoting cooperation among your local community. If it was decided that the best way to do this is to make a simple poster that shows cooperation, how would you design this poster? Submit your your works in our Google Classroom later at 8 p.m. Okay? So I posted the criteria. You just look at it, the content, the elements of unity, cooperation, and blah blah blah. You just read it later. And I'll be waiting your outputs at 8 p.m. Okay, that would be all. Guys, is there any questions with our today's lesson?
None
None,
po.
ma'am.
None.
No, ma'am.
Is everything understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Did you enjoy your today's activity and lesson?
Yes po.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Okay, that would be all. Goodbye and thank you, class. Mabuhay and God bless.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
Thank
ma'am.
you,
Thank
ma'am.
you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.